Yours truly, Ivory, Soul's Journey Network, and Tarot. We're back to the original OG name. I think I might stay right here. Give me 1 second. I think we're going to stay right here. We're going to stay right here. What's up, everybody? The lighting is not the best, but I think we'll be okay. Just got to let that sunshine in, but it's looking cloudy out there. Looking like it's going to be all right later on. What it look like. We'll give y'all a couple minutes here. Come on in here. Let me see and do a little test here. See what's going on with everybody. We'll go back to the original name. See what's going. Looks like we got a little something going on here. What's up with shush? What's up with shush? I gotta go get another wireless device here. Hold on for a minute. I'm all reaching this shit. Give me a second, y'all. We'll get started here. What's up? We got here. Cat Syria, girl. We got the moderators up here early in the morning. Who else we got up here? Miss Christie. Quiet me, what's up? Quiet me, L, what's up? We got Virginia, West Virginia, Mountaineers. Okay. We got West Virginia up in here, right? Right. Neek. What up, Neek? Man, I owe y'all so much. I'm pay up. I promise you. I'm pay up. I'm telling you, I'm pay up now. What's up, everybody? Now, I know y'all said, well, he done changed the name. Yeah, he did. I ain't changed the name. Hell. Still the same. The name don't mean too much, do it? No, I went back to it for a couple reasons. And so, if you remember Ivory Soul's Journey's Network and Tarot, that was the original name, right? And one of the first lives that I did was morning conversations, because I used to do a Sunday morning hangout on IG and Facebook for a few years. So we just kind of like retwerking it. This morning, I want to talk about a couple things. But I also wanted to make mention that I kind of changed it back because of the journey, right? For those of you, this might include everybody. Now, I don't know. Because, we got some, so y'all can't hardly see me, can you? I know it. That's because of the lighting. Oh, yeah, I look like a dark speck. See? If I do that, it comes in. But if I do that, it takes it away. All right. So I'm assuming that everybody that comes to this channel got a soul. Now, I know some of y'all said, well, some people they seem like they soulless beings. I know that. I believe that. I see that. I feel that energy. That energy exists. Right? But for those of us who do have a soul, the more people start coming into this here 11th house energy. I'm going to do a live stream on the 11th house energy, because that's where we currently at. And if you new to the channel back here, I think it was March of 2023 when Pluto first entered into the 11th house. I started sharing some shit, and I started getting, this is in 2023. So 3 years, right? And I started sharing some things with y'all. Things that I knew about years ago that I was talking about when I first got on social media back in 2015. Things that I've been talking about before I even got on social media. Things that I was talking about when I was in the pulpit back in, when I left officially the pulpit in 1999. It had a lot to do with the soul's evolution. For me, it did, right? So, everybody that has a soul, that soul has a journey. If you see me put my hand in front of the camera, it's just to lighten it back up because the sun or the brightness behind me. Right. See that sun right there? That's why I chose this office. But anyway, the soul has journey. And it spans several lifetimes. Once you consciously revert back to this truth, you'll get what I'm saying. But it requires you to unlearn a lot of stuff that you've been taught. So I says, okay, I don't want to just make the channel based on tarot, because when I first started doing this, tarot, I was already doing what I'm doing now. This is the reason why it gets banned. This is the reason why for a lot of things. Again, if you see my hand, but this is a reason. One of the main reasons why they want to get on social media back in 2015 is because I knew what it was in a sense, but I know me. And if I'd have got on social media when it first started teaching, saying shit that I'm saying now, I knew they was gonna block me and ban me. So why go through the pain? It ain't no physical pain, but why go through the frustration? So me knowing me, I gave social media the middle finger. All of them. Who I say all of them? All of the ones that's allowing, your owners of, your Zuckerbergs and all of these type of damn folk, right? But I had to do what I had to do. I had to do what I did. So now the stage is set. And what I mean by the stage is set, all right? When I told y'all, this audience, for the first time in 2023, hey folks, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. I started doing a series of videos in the beginning of this here tarot channel, if you will, but not just tarot, but the Soul's Journeys Network. I set the stage by saying, hey, look, y'all, you got to realize that for those of you who come here for tarot, you're coming based on Western civilization, right? Tarot. So you're talking about mainly 3rd century AD, Milan, Italy, somewhere around in there. But long before that, you had what was called the Bimbine tablets. So I did a few videos on that. I started moving y'all towards understanding past life episodes, past life experiences that's playing out in this lifetime. That sun finna get bright. It's getting ready to light. I'm finna have a halo around my head. Uh-oh. That's why I love this spot. Look at that. I get the sun rising. I get the full moon. I get it all. Give it to me. I love that energy. However, listen. So I started talking about past life stuff. And for those of you who've been around, now this is just, morning conversations, y'all. We just grown folk talking. Right. So I started sharing with y'all some OG decks. Y'all remember that? And all the OG decks, they was in gold. All of them was in gold. All right, the stage is set now. That's what we get ready to talk about this morning because there's a lot going on. Then I moved on up and started doing a series of videos, not just one highlighting war drums or just basically war. And I titled a couple of them War Drums Are Beating, and then I kind of switched the title name up when I saw that they started fucking with the algorithms, right? Hey, boy, you getting out too much damn information, man. So then they banned me on TikTok back in 23. Then they let me get back on. And then in 2024, early 2024, they banned me again on TikTok. So I gave TikTok the middle finger. Facebook banned me so many damn times. I done started 6 Facebook pages. So I just finally gave them the middle finger. So now it's just a network, a network of a group of people all over the planet, just like me and you. Our energies are attracting and drawing to each other because of what? Another thing that I started telling y'all back in 23, what we call the Great Awakening or Forced Awakening, right? That has a lot to do with humanitarian crisis. Now, the channel started in 2022, the tarot portion, around September 2022. Y'all remember Pops, if you've been around long enough, he used to sit in his chair over there and crack jokes, sing songs, and swap, spit, and talk shit. Well, he's still with us. He ain't going nowhere. There you go. Say what's up to him, Pop. Why am I saying all this? Because the stage is set now. So, move on forward, 2023. Pluto moves into the 11th house. Now, if you don't know anything about planets and energy and astrological thing and astrotheology, and I'm on all of that. Astro tarot, I'm on all of that. I'm not an expert in shit. Ain't no such thing. I ain't perfect in shit. Ain't no such thing. There's balance. I'm all that. Right? And I started sharing with y'all. So I'm going to pull out this old deck. The stage is set. And what I mean also by the stage is set, now I done gave y'all a few little kibbles and bits. It's finna be fucked up and crazy out here. Y'all hear me? Now, we know that when you're talking about the 11th house, just look at it as the 11th hour. How many hours you got there left? The 12th hour. That's it. We can't go no further. We can't go no further. Universally, in this solar system, astrologically, whatever you want to call it, even though there are 88 constellations for this planet, most people focus on the 12 constellations, even though they should focus on 13. But when you're dealing with Western civilization, tarot, spirituality, or whatever they call it, it is diluted. Because why? They're not old enough to write history. Who are they? The Greeks, the Romans, Europeans. They're not old enough. They're just like you 20 years old and say I'm 60. But you finna try to tell me all about life. Now, if you talking to me about something spiritual, I might be able to resonate with you at age 20. But if you talking about some shit about life in general, you try to tell me, this. I'm not saying that a 20-year-old can't give you no advice. My whole point is, if I've seen, experienced more life history than somebody that's 20. I might be able to say some things that 20-year-old haven't experienced yet. Now you want to put this into what you call reality. I call it a bubble. Most people call it a reality. How can you have the youngest people on the planet telling the whole entire planet, civilizations that still exist, people that still exist, right? It's etched in the DNA, that are of the ancient bloodline, DNA, ancestral, what have you, right? So the stage is set. So if the youngest people on the planet took information as they journey, explore, discover, these here names sounds familiar. Yeah, why? Because they'll say shit like Christopher Columbus discovered America. The word discover. Anytime you discovering something for the first time that already existed, you are not original. You just stumbled across some shit. Shit look good. Everything look good. And your ass become a hoarder. You become somebody that's in a foreign land. You don't know shit. So people got to teach your ass up. And then once you learn a little bit, now you want to rewrite the whole damn script, right? You want to rewrite history. You want to put and this is what has happened. Now the rooster has come to crow. And what you call Western civilization, listen to me, folks. What we call Western civilization, culture, religion, technology, all this shit's changing. This is the reason why you take imperialism, colonialism, when you take these two things and then you explore your journey, your discovery, you're going about the planet, trying to stamp out, erase all the history of every land that you go to, if there is such a God. If there is such a divine being created, there's many gods, but if there is such one God, or one of these here many gods, that's going to step to the plate and say, hold on. Y'all can't keep doing this shit. When you talk about the greatest genocide, listen to me. The greatest genocide ever created against humanity was created, or the genocide that was ever done, detriment to any group of people or civilization. It was what was done to my ancestors and my parents here. And this here institution, this constitution, these laws, these treaties, these damn evil ass soulless beings, that's what it takes to come here and try to kill every damn body that's going to have a memory. So you kill off all of the old. And then you start killing off as many as the children as you can. Listen to me, y'all. Then leaving the middle that's still strong enough that you can manipulate, you can deceive, you can alter their everything. So, for example, the stage is set now. So, for example, if I come into your land, I come into your house, right? And the first thing I do is I come there like I'm so nice, so kind. I need a place to stay. Now, I've already said what I said about the lighting. Don't worry about the lighting. Can you hear me? Jazz up out of here. You can be talking about, hey, there's a nuclear bomb on its way to America. And some asshole will come in the comment and say something like, why are you wearing that hat? You're actually telling somebody, or just talking, a nuclear bomb is on its way. Sirens is going off. And you lie probably for the last damn time. And somebody come in the comments and say some shit like, Ivory, why are you wearing that hat? They come, that's what happened when people come to the game late. And the only thing, they in the fourth inning, whatever, fourth quarter, whatever y'all want. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Back to what I was saying. I wasn't rudely interrupted. The stage is set, folks. The last time Pluto entered into the 11th house was about 250 years ago. So, let's just say if history repeats itself, or now that the planets have aligned itself in a position, listen, same energy that existed 250 years ago. So let's say we in that same energy. What happened? So all you got to do, if you want to read the energy of that time, you look at and you try to get as much vital information pertaining to the truth, right, of what happened historically. People write it down like we talking now. Somebody might find this shit later. So what was taking place when Pluto entered into that 11th house? You had the forming documentation, writing of a constitution that they getting ready to celebrate this year. Right after their little revolution, they done killed millions of damn people and enslaved the descendants. Rewrote a story and say that these descendants came over here on boats and we helped their asses out. Bullshit. It was reversed. We sit back, our ancestors, and watch them come over here on boats. How else are they going to get here? They swim. So, you have a genocide. Now I got to change your language, what you believe, whatever you might want to call religion, spirituality. I got to change your laws. I got to change your name, your language, everything that I just said, your culture, and give you a whole diluted perception of a new false reality. And so you take you being the descendants of people that are slaves and you're not. You're descendants of a royal family, a royal priesthood, of kings and queens and gods and goddesses and priests and high priestess. But we're taking orders, right, from the youngest people on the planet that invades your land and takes your ancestor, take all of their shit and change every damn thing. Now you want to believe their narrative. Why am I say believe in their narrative? Because if you believe, key word, if you believe that the Jews of 1948 are the original people, the chosen people, you're deceived. If you believe that America is the greatest empire ever existed, whatever you want to call it, and you accept everything that they've said to you, you're deceived. Because the Jews of Israel today, how long ago is 1948? That's pretty young. But they want to control and rule all of that whole Mideastern, all of that shit, right? And how are they doing it? They're using the same approach. They're using the same pattern. They're using the same manuscript, textbook, the same way that America did the same damn thing, same way Europe did, the same way Rome did, the same way Greece did. When you ain't got no history, then you got to create it. Because if you look at the history, now when you take the youngest empire from a timeline standpoint, America's only 200 some years old, folks, on paper, not in reality. So now you got the youngest people over here in the Western Hemisphere, if you want to call it that they're trying to tell the oldest people in the Western Hemisphere that has over 36,000 years of history. And that's who we're going by. Somebody that's got 200 and some years of history. And it's ugly and dark. Now you got what I call the Hitler twins. Who are the Hitler twins? One being Trump, the Pied Piper, whose origin is German. Let me give y'all some info. Who parents descended here, migrated here from Germany. Listen to me, folks. Then you get on the other side, Israel. And this man y'all call Benjamin Netanyahu, that he's not a Jew. His parents is from Poland, who migrated to Poland after World War II, whose parents is from what y'all call Nazi Germany. Y'all follow me so far? And they both believe the same narrative. If you want something, you use religion and say that a God told you this belongs to you. And how do you do that? You rewrite the story. So the original people that this land belongs to, or the original people that the land belongs to over in the Middle East, now you come up century later, you rewrite that whole story, and you do so with aggression. First, we got to kill every goddamn thing we can kill and start it all over and wipe out all of their history so that the next generation, they don't know nothing about their parents. They don't know nothing about their ancients. So the stage is set. Here's what's getting ready to happen. Here's what's getting ready to happen. Pluto is the energy of hidden things. Aquarius energy is an energy of an awakening or technology, inspiration, transformation. How else can I say this? Uranus energy, sometimes called the Great Awakener, Great Awakening. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of energy. And then what most people got to realize is this energy is real. No shit. So, discovery, liberation. This is Uranus energy. This is classic 11th house energy. Okay? But it can also bring drama. Because if you find out, quote unquote, on a personal level, that someone, if you become awakened to, if you become aware of, somebody you know that you've been dealing with is cheating on you. Let's just take it down to that level. That Uranus energy can bring about drama. Even though you become consciously aware of something and you find out that they've been cheating on you, you pissed. That's classic 11th house Uranus energy, folks. How do you find out? Pluto shows up. And Pluto show up and show out. Because Pluto represents a challenge or a power struggle. So when you mix in that Uranus energy, the great awakening, that can cause drama when you when you discover something, as well as from a technological standpoint, innovation. You could find out on social media, some shit like that, or whatever. Or everybody's following and watching the war from where? On social media. Everybody's trying to find out about Epstein on what? On social media. I find out this here shit from the energy, from the planet. The universe ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna bypass the politics, the religion, the social structure, the social makeup. I'm gonna bypass all this here bullshit. I'm gonna bypass AI. I'm going straight to the planets. I've been doing it like that for years. I want to know something. I'm go ask the universe. Uranus is like a stirring pot. So now that you got Pluto in the 11th house, it's going to be there to 2043, 2044. The last time it's going to retrograde back and forth, just like it did when it first entered the 11th house. You had a back and forth with Pluto going back and forth from the 11th house to the 10th house of Capricorn, which is ruled by governments and institutions, right? All right, so let me say this here, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do Taurus, right? Next 9 days. Listen, folks, let me tell y'all what's getting ready to happen. I've already shared it with y'all. We're going to go do a recap. Hold on. We're going to do a recap. I told y'all already, I'm going to close the blinds when I do the next video. Because that sun, I can't control it, right? Let me tell y'all what's getting ready to happen. I'm just going to give you a recap I've already told. You're going to have what's going on in Washington, D.C. One of three things is going to happen with Trump. We're going to be done with this. Either A, he's going to be removed from office. B, he's going to resign. Or C, karma. What's the C? Karma. Just like he has killed, assassinated world leaders, he could stand to be that. Because that Uranus in the energy, a lot happens now that people have become awakened to who this man really is and his intentions. It can cause drama. That's Uranus. That's classic. We're talking 11th house. So the dark side of Trump, Pluto, what's hidden, what the world didn't know what he was hiding. Okay, once you listen, because you're talking, hold on. I got a birth chart for dumb. I'm going to read y'all this here right quick here. We're going to be done. All right. Pluto. That's the 8th house. All right. Scorpio energy. A succeeding house ruled by the zodiac sign Scorpio and the planet Pluto. This house is a quite complex associated with the realm of the underworld, the dark side, whatever is hidden, Epstein file, whatever y'all want to call it. Him dealing with little girls, all of that's Pluto. The genocide that's going on, all the shit. Benjamin Netanyahu, he could be standing in front of a damn firing squad for genocide. I'm really telling y'all, for war crime. I'm really telling y'all we're in some dark time. But anyway, listen. This house is quite associated with the realm of the underworld. Death in general. And what do you see? Death like crazy. Keep reading, Ivory. Death, sex, taxes, inheritance, property, and beyond. That's all this man is about. You can apply this to your personal life. You can apply this to world events, world leaders, whoever. It's all here. There's a great deal of karmic energy in this realm of your chart. For many, I'm talking about astrologers, for many, this is a fear zone in astrology. And it requires a great deal of patience and self-realization that may necessitate a deep dive into your psychic. Now, that's the 8th house. That's Pluto. Now, watch this here, 11th house. And then I'm going to start using my little cards here that I got in a deck that's I got years ago. But I'm gonna start using this deck more, and then you're gonna be able to say, okay, let me go. You can go look at your personal chart and the planets that's in your chart today, right? If somebody else is around you, or you know somebody else, or somebody got the same sun, moon, rising, Venus, whatever you want to call it. All right, we all experiencing the energy differently, but we all experiencing the same complete composite energy, all of us. It's just that the way we deal with this energy and the way we deal with this information and knowledge is different. The 11th house, a succeeding house as well, is in your chart, associated with the sign of Aquarius and the planet Uranus. This house determines group dynamics. So when you take it in terms of, say, from a tarot perspective, and you constantly seeing the cards coming out, talking about groups, covens, secret society, institutions, religion, all these are just cults. I'm telling you, folks, they're just cults. All right. So these are group dynamics, friendships, anything dealing with group dynamics, community bonds. That's key. And we're going to talk about that one day, because as we go deeper and deeper down this here dark, transitioning, evolutionary, awakening phase, shit's going to get a whole lot darker before it gets lighter. Follow me. But for some of us, you're going to experience this great inspired mindset, thought process, heart, because that's also classic 11th house. Hold on. Community group. There is a larger purpose here in the 11th house, right? This house can reflect your own hopes and dreams in life. So these things will be fulfilled, but during dark and troubling times. Some people going to rise to the occasion. Because, let me keep reading. Rise to the occasion. Plenty of happiness and harmony, comes along with this house. It is also a realm in your chart now. It's also a realm for those who enjoy volunteering their time for the greater good of humanity. Now, let me say this here to y'all. When I did that little thing right there, that little chart, and put it together, listen, it was a lot of shit going on in my head, right? But at the end of the day, I started talking to y'all about humanitarian crisis back in 2000, late 2022, early 2023, March. And then I shifted because of this energy right here. So what's going to happen? Everything's coming out because of Pluto. Don't worry about the Epstein. You're going to find out more than Epstein. You're going to find out what the fuck happened 250 years ago. You're going to find out what they've been hiding. Damn the Epstein file. I want to see the slave ship manifestos that prove that y'all brought damn near 11 million people across the Atlantic on slave boats, which is virtually. You can't even do that shit because of the genre, the ocean genres, and how the ocean genres work and the current. You can't go from West Africa and go all the way across to New York City, to Washington, D.C., to Plymouth Rock. You ain't finna do that shit. Why? Ask Christopher Columbus. Ask the one that they name America about. Ask the explore Americas from Rome, from Italy. They had to go down towards, some of them bypass Australia. Then your ass had to come all the way back up to South America. Then your ass had to come up to the West Indies. Then your ass get to come up to Turtle Island. You can't just go from West Africa and come across on a damn boat. Ain't no motors, no engines, no nothing. And you just gonna bring your ass across the Atlantic Ocean with some folks. And now y'all want us to still believe this shit. But they don't want to talk about the people that was already here. Damn that Thanksgiving Day turkey and pumpkin pie and all this here shit and Quakers meeting with the native. Miss me with that lie. Right? All right. So the table's getting ready to turn in a huge way. And some of us is not ready for it. Hold on. Some of us is not ready for it. All right, if you go by your Bible, if you go by that book, and you believe that book with all of your heart and all of your might and all of your soul, all of your mind, all of your spirit, everything in you, that book, I got you. I understand. I understand. That book. So if you're going to go by that book, let me tell you a little bit something about that. The stage is set. The stage is set. The stage is set. If you're going to go by that book, shit's getting ready to get fucked up and crazy. Why? Because y'all preparing for the Great Tribulation. But you got somebody that's in San Antonio, Texas. You got a couple folks here in Texas. The pastor, what's his name? John Hagee and others, and Israel and Trump. You know, what they're trying to do is usher in the second coming of Christ. And they're using a script that they wrote themselves with the wrong characters, the original characters and the original text. They destroyed that. So now they come to the scene as being these great ones when they're fucking counterfeits. And just like that book said, their own book, Jesus said when he kicked over all the chairs in his daddy's house, so get y'all ass out of here slanging and making money and all this here selling shit, right? All up in it. Who was it? Them was Jews. He said, y'all say y'all Jews. I'm paraphrasing, but it's in the book. Y'all say y'all Jews. Y'all ain't no Jews. Y'all are the synagogue of Satan. Now, if that same book you go by and you believe that these here 1948 people in this here land called Israel is God's chosen people, then you're saying, in a sense, or you are an accessory associated with a group of people that they God Say, I want you to kill every damn body. I want you to totally destroy these people. I don't want no building left standing. What does that sound like? The same damn thing that happened when Rome, the Europeans, came into, quote unquote, that same land back in 70 AD. Just like that book character said, Jesus, who I know is a whole nother different physical being if he ever existed. And from a spiritual standpoint, I know what it is. I know what it is. All right. So now you believe this, right? All right. So if that's what you believe, then don't be saying shit what Trump is doing. He's doing God's work. If you believe that Israel is God's chosen people, don't you say nothing about their God telling them, kill every goddamn body, kill every damn thing. Don't leave nobody standing. Don't leave no building standing. If you own that trip, if you own that narrative, the stage is being set. You finna have a rude awakening by way of one name, Pluto and Uranus. I can teach on this here shit. Okay, listen. America and Israel in today's time, they are not going to be able to defeat the ancient Elamites' children, descendants. You call them Persians. I call them Elamites. The Persians, Iran, Iraq, they're going through what they're going through because the original people in that land, not somebody who migrated to Persia. I'm talking about the original people. I done told y'all this. They are dark-skinned people and they are called Elamites. Badass people. Their descendants throughout all Mesopotamia, throughout all of Samaria, the original people are sun people. They are dark equator people all over the place. You got these gods, sons of gods, coming down here from some other planet, somewhere else. I don't go, I don't know, I don't give a fuck no more. But they come here. And they started seeing these here humans. Damn. These women look good. Damn, let's take us some and have some babies and have some and get some wives, as many as we want. They took them. And you got a group of people. I don't care, for every group, skin color, y'all like to say, you're going to always have positive and negative, dark and light, good and evil. That's why I'm not on the race thing. But America and Israel, you talking about when the Elamites / Persia was the most powerful empire on the planet. A lot of your science and your math came from the Elamites. Their descendants, the Persians. Listen to me, folks. And this is the 7th time, 6 times in history, 6 empires, 6 other countries, civilizations, whatever, armies, went in there to try to destroy these people, wipe them off the face of the earth, and rewrite their history and everything. Every last one of them failed. I used to teach on the 7th prince of Persia, Elamites, years ago from the pulpit. And this last prince, Persia, descendant of the Elamites. These people, that last prince, ruler, is going to be hellified to the point that Israel could face total extinction. Then if there is a God, that's his people, that listen at this here contradictory shit now. So there's a God, and those are his people. And he told them people, kill every goddamn body. Destroy, kill babies, I don't give a damn. Women, I don't give a damn. Elderly, I don't give a damn. Pregnant women, I don't give a damn. Kill them all. Then that same God has to acknowledge that the universe is the supreme. And that energy is going to come back around. And somebody is going to rise up to the occasion. And they're going to teach these counterfeit of the synagogue of Satan, so-called Jews, a lesson. They're going to teach, if I was to compare these two people, Trump and Netanyahu, I would use, from a religious standpoint, if you go back and read Daniel. Now, if you go back and read the book of Daniel, somewhere, I think around the 9th chapter, somewhere, or 8th, 9th chapter, and you start seeing a lot of these empires and how they rise and they fall. But however, anyway, my point being is this here. You have what they call then, in the last days, the beast of the land and beast of the sea. One of them, sea, water, is a spiritual leader, or representing some form of spirituality, meaning that beast of the sea. Israel's supposed to represent global spirituality because they're supposed to be God's spiritual chosen ones. You got me? But we know right now that leader is a damn beast. Beast of the sea. Spiritual. Total counterfeit. Total doppelganger. Total wannabe. And then you got the beast of the land. We talk about last days, if you will. That beast of the land is supposed to be a small leader, world leader, a small country, small nation, or hasn't been around long enough. And whoever that leader is, beast of the land, this is a military, political leader. I used to teach this shit. That's why I don't need no books. That's Trump. If I'm comparing last days, all this other shit, John Hagee, Zionism, rapture, coming back, Christ, you got your two world leaders right now, because according to that book, it says that the whole world, or first, all eyes is going to be on that little small geographical location. The whole world. And now we're able to see that. Back then, if you was reading this, whatever, I'm not talking about the Bible. It ain't old enough to be ancient. But back then, if you was reading these scripts and tablets and stone and so forth, right, you would be like, wait a minute. So if that's what's going to happen, all eyes on Israel. And then it says the whole world is going to turn its face against Israel. That's exactly what's happening. But it's not telling you the full story, because the people that's over there are not the original people. You got it? Okay. There was only one in Daniel nation that comes to help that area, that group of people. And it was from the west, the little horn, the beast that subdued 3 other empires in history. Rome is the descendants of what I'm saying. So you got Spain, 1590. They fell. You got Britain, 1914. You got the Soviet Union, 1991. These are your most recent empires. All of them fail with the same pattern as world empires, and America's following that same pattern. I'm getting ready to go. So of those three empires, one came out from amongst these three that were descendants. And I didn't notice, I ain't even mentioned Rome. There's a reason. Because they say, according to Daniel in Revelation, right, that Rome was going to be revised. And this whole constitution, whole structure of everything that exists in America is based on two fallen empires, Rome and Britain, that fell in 1914. Listen to me, folks. So you get three that are subdued, according to Daniel. And then one little horn. That's a world leader, but a young nation rises up out of the three. That's America. Right now. And when America falls and crash, the whole world gonna see it, folks. And it ain't based on the Bible. And the original character, people of all these lands, just think, if there is a God that loves humans, that God's gonna come back and say, hold on, America, get your ass out of here, tear that goddamn constitution, damn your government, get your ass out of here. That's what the real God would do. Because that God would tell America, you see what you know what you did, don't you? You genocide, you murdered, you raped, you destroyed a whole civilization of people. And you killed millions. Your day is up. Your time is up. Israel, modern day genocide, modern day Hitlerism, modern day Hitler mentality. Your ass, karma, you're going to be extinct. Now, for those of you who are waiting for Israel's God to come back, the same God that rejected them because of the same bullshit. So if you waiting on their God to come back, not yours, if you waiting on their God to come back, a group of people that are counterfeit as a $19 bill, you waiting on their God to come back, the same God that told them, go out here and kill every goddamn body, go out here and create Epstein. The Jews, listen, Epstein a Jew. You don't think his actions solidifies him as being of the synagogue of Satan? Do y'all want me to teach or talk? This motherfucker is dark and he ain't dead. Trump. Think about these characters, folks. You got Jews and descendants of Jews, and you got Germans and descendants of Germans running this whole damn country. All that Nazi, all of that damn genocide, all that damn shit that y'all be talking about, the same two group of people are the ones that's doing it right now. A descendant of German, Europe, Rome, and a descendant of Poland / Germany, Netanyahu, by way of Poland, a Jew. Your media, Jew. Your music, they own your art, Jew. Your politics, Jews. They run it, they lobby, they run. In other words, brainwash, blackmail. If you don't own no land, everywhere you go, you got to do what? You got to be crafty. You got to get in where you fit in. And like I told y'all, it's just me. Morning conversation, right? Last year, 2025, Benjamin Netanyahu bring his slowful, sorry, stanky ass, war crime ass, genocidal ass. He brings his ass to the White House 7 damn times. Count them, 7. It's justice. Listen, he brings his ass there 7 damn times to talk with Trump. Mar-a-Lago, the White House, all of that shit. The last time he came, though, was important. Because when he shared, now this is according to insiders, word on the street. When he came that last time, he told Trump what he was getting ready to do again. What he was getting ready to do. What did Trump say? Go ahead and do it. America ain't got shit to do with that. I've heard this, I'm paraphrasing what went on in that goddamn Oval Office. I'm just looking down on the energy or what went on Mar-a-Lago. The conversation between the Hitler twins. Benjamin Netanyahu voice. Trump, I'm going to bomb Iran. Ba-da-da-da-da. I want U.S. support. Ba-da-da-da-da. We've been closest allies since 1948. Ba-da-da-da-da. Israel don't exist unless y'all signed that United Nations bullshit in 1948. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Trump said, no, I can't do that. You've already tried that with other presidents. We're not going to go in there to Iran. Benjamin Netanyahu voice. Oh, you not, huh? You know a Jew, Benjamin Netanyahu. Hey, Trump, you know a Jew by the name of Epstein? It got quiet. It got quiet. Because Trump knows. So whoever was with Benjamin Netanyahu said, hey, boy, come here. And came out with a little device or whatever, flopped it open, and said, hit play. And he hit play and showed Donald Trump, this is Ivory. And showed Donald Trump video with him with a little girl. We closed it up. So, hey, Trump, now we getting ready to bomb Iran. And we're going to take over and come up with the new greater Israel. We want all that land that this so-called God promised they evil ass. Now, are you with me? If you're not with me, remember, Trump, we own your media. Remember, Trump, we own Washington. Remember, Trump, we with Epstein. Remember, Trump, if you say no, we will release on TikTok first and then Truth Social. Because we own TikTok. And we'll let the whole world see the videotape. Trump probably turned 18, they call him the orange man. He probably turned 18 different goddamn shades of color. And I know Trump in terms of when he saw that videotape and Benjamin Netanyahu in the Oval Office showing it, they had everybody to leave out except for their assistants, one or two other people on both sides. And Trump said what to Benjamin Netanyahu? You sorry motherfucker. You son of a bitch. Because he know if he released the video, it's rap. It's a revolution. It's a civil war. It's total mayhem. Trump gets put before a firing squad. Trump's done. He's toasted. He's living on borrowed time. And in that Oval Office, in my closing, the stage is set. And how did I see the stage set? When I saw that video circulating, I'm going to try to do a reenactment right quick here. Watch this here. I'm sitting at the Oval Office desk. I'm sitting in Trump's chair in the Oval Office. This is something Trump did. Benjamin Netanyahu made a move, and very few people caught it. I caught it. This is what happened. Watch this here. I'm in Trump's chair in the Oval Office. So after all of that conversation took place, Benjamin Netanyahu sat in the Oval Office chair of Trump, the President of the United States. He sat in the chair. Yeah, he did. He sat in the chair. And when he sat in the chair, he told Trump, he had to, I'm going to sit in this chair, the Oval Office, and I want you to scoop my chair under the table like this. Like you do a woman. Or for an elderly person. Or somebody that can't help themselves to sit down. This is a sign of control and rule, folks. Trump ain't never even did this for his wife. Trump don't let nobody sit in that chair. So we know now, everybody talking about it, we know why America's at war. Everybody know now because of Israel. But they don't know why. So they selling y'all the bullshit of nuclear this and threat this here. How? Israel got over 100 nukes. America got thousands. Iran ain't got shit. Everybody over there, everybody that these two countries, Israel and America, Israel and America is responsible for millions of people being dead in the Middle East since 1953. Starting with America, then in 48 Israel. Iran ain't never invaded nobody. When Iran say death to America, you know why they say death to America? I'm not no Iranian sympathizer. You know why they say death to America? I remember back during the Iran-Iraq war. I'm old enough. This is the 80s. I'm a young adult. America on the side of Iraq. Who gave you Saddam Hussein? Just a friendly reminder. America is the reason why Saddam Hussein was brought to power. They sided with Iraq during the Iran-Iraq war. Russia sided with Iran. America gave Saddam Hussein, the person they put in power, chemical weapons. And Saddam Hussein fired those chemical weapons on the citizens of Iran, burning people to death. And ever since then, Iran has been calling America, saying death to America. So now karma has made its way back around. And you will in the future, whether they be economic bombs, social bombs, famine bombs, or actual bombs, you will see bombs explode in America. Are we as strong as the people of Gaza, citizens, people? Are we as strong as the people of Iran? Are we as strong as the people of Jordan? Meaning that what makes us think that America is exempt from karma, or what makes us think America is exempt from a bomb? Like Russia and China and North Korea, and I can name others, don't have no bombs to reach America, including nukes. A can of worm has been opened. The stage has been set. When you listen, back to Pluto in the 11th house. Back to Pluto in the 11th house. We're about to see what America is really made of. When you start seeing gas prices, listen, Pluto in the 11th house, 250 years, 248 years ago to 250 years, depending on what calendar you use. This is when America rose up, became a nation on paper. 250 years later, this is when America falls, because Pluto is going to bring up so much dark shit. I'm in America right now. On paper. I'm not in America. On paper. Maybe partially on paper. When America falls, folks, the shit's gonna be devastating. When you start seeing $8, $9, $10 gas prices a gallon, when you see the stock market, when you see now ain't no gold in Fort Knox, they might as well just bomb Fort Knox because there ain't shit in that motherfucker. When Trump said, come on, y'all, let's go to Fort Knox and see if all the gold is there. Bet you behind the scene, I bet you your bottom dollar, he got word and they went. He had his folks to go, and he probably went to his nosy ass and realized there wasn't no gold in that motherfucker. So where's the gold reserves for the whole planet? Gone. When y'all constantly see, quote unquote, America's allies start giving them the middle finger, and when you start seeing over in the Persian Gulf, Iran selling that, slanging that oil, black gold, and not using the US dollar. And we sitting on top of $40 trillion debt. All of your bonds and all of these types of things that other nations invest in, that shit, man, they buying that shit. They turning in that goddamn dollar like it ain't shit. So the petrodollar, when it's over with, and it's they already buying shit in the Chinese yuan. If you want to buy oil right now in the Persian Gulf, that's why Trump is like, oh shit, damn, I got to get out this goddamn war. It's too late. Big Ben done tricked your ass, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Why he trying to get out? Because of that petrodollar. They don't get a cut no more. China and Russia is making. He done lift the sanctions off of China. He done lifted the sanctions off of Russia. He's lifted the sanctions off of China, Russia, and Iran. Why? Because he got to keep that global transactioning oil to keep the stock market from going down as far as the oil. But once the stock market catch up with his bullshit, like everybody else, the stock market gonna say, wait a minute, boy. They over there trading oil with the Chinese money. We're fucked. One-third of the world's fertilizer comes through the Persian Gulf. This is what? April. It's planting season. Shit that they were supposed to get in March, fertilizer. They didn't get it. Shit that they supposed to get in April, they not gonna get it. Shit that they supposed to get in May, they not gonna get it, folks. Shit that they were supposed to get in June, they not gonna get it. Shit that they were supposed to get in July, they not gonna get it. I'm talking about fertilizer. How are you going to grow food? We're not a productive nation no more. We're export. We buy shit. We're so rich, we just buy shit. We ain't got time to be working, doing all this here hard ass work. All right. You thought a dozen of eggs was expensive. Wait for your vegetables, your fruit. Fertilizer is used for so many different things. And when you start seeing a head of lettuce, $6 damn. Beans, soybeans, anything agricultural. That's how you feed people. But they ain't got no fertilizer. Because why? The fertilizer industry in America is almost non-existent. All your farmers and shit get shit from China and get shit from the Middle East. China ain't getting you shit. And in my closing, the stage is set. There are going to be groups of people, community groups, community bonds. This going to be the worst 250-year celebration. Yeah, they going to try to gas like y'all like shit's all straight by July 4th. So you got April, May, and June. 90 more days. Let this war keep going on like it is for the next 90 days. There will be no motherfucking celebration. The only people that's going to be celebrating is China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran. Russia has, listen, word on the street, don't believe me, 7171. Word on the street, Putin sent Iran 1,000 ICBs, intercontinental ballistic missiles with a range of 18,000 kilometers with nuke warheads on. 1,000. No, they didn't have no nuclear bomb, but they got plenty of them there. So technically, they didn't create a nuclear bomb, but they got them because they've been preparing for this here shit since 1979. Humanitarian crisis. Groups of people creating whole new community within a fallen empire. So with me, I've been talking about this reset for years now. Now it's time for people that look like me, people that are brown skinned, people that they descendants is from all the way from the southern shores of Brazil all the way up through Canada. This here area y'all call North America or Turtle Land. We are going to get our shit back. I promise you that. And just like listen, America, listen to Ivory. You did a lot of dark shit. If your ass come clean, the universe or God or whatever y'all believe in will have a little mercy on your karma. If you gonna come clean now. Other than that, if the universe forces your ass to come clean by way of Pluto and Uranus, it's gonna look ugly. Can you imagine how they like to say it? It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. See, now listen to my brothers and sisters, whether you Mexican, Latino, African American, all those other titles. No. What's going on? They got shit to do with us. Remember, they took our shit just like they taking shit over there. They took our shit right here. So now listen, in this here reset, are you gonna be a punk? Sorry ass, scared ass when shit hit the ceiling? Because shit's getting ready to hit the ceiling. It's time now to get ready to go get your motherfucking shit back. Your ancestors allowed you to live and allow your soul to journey back here through their energy, through their bodies to say, it's time to get our shit back. But way we gonna get it back, we can't beat them with bombs. We can't beat them with money. You beat them with this, you beat them with spirituality. You beat them with knowing who you are and be willing like Iran, be willing like Gaza, be willing like Jordan, be willing like whoever to go and fight for your shit because we've been in an existential threat against this here colonized colonial beast. I'm going to call it like it is. Because these dark motherfuckers have committed genocide, have killed millions. And the only thing that they can say is this here, shit like this here. Yes, America has a dark past. Bullshit. America has an evil ass past and an evil ass present. Yeah, we have some dark past. America has recovered from its dark past. Bullshit. How you recovering? You ain't gave nobody their shit back. And now Iran is talking about they want reparations. Everybody get reparations except the folks on this land that y'all took this shit from and your stank ass became great, right? You don't become great without my folks. You don't become great without our land. You don't become great. We had presidents before George Washington. We had banks and all that shit, a whole institution. We had everything, our own languages and shit, spirituality, our own belief system. We had all that shit already in place, folks. Fifty states, 52 states, whatever you want to call it. These were all once large tribes. Now my ancestors, they coming back. They'll come back before Jesus will. You'll see your ancestors come back and return before you see Jesus. You'll see an alien before you see Jesus. I promise you. You'll see a mothership in the sky before you see Jesus coming back. I promise you. And now your ancestors want their shit back. They inside of me, they inside of you. You're a returned ancestor. And this time around, my ass, somebody like me, look, I'm telling you, this is why they block and ban people like me. This is why they block and ban people like Dick Gregory. This is why they block and ban people like uh, 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 the brother minister Farrakhan. This is why they block and ban. And if he don't come out, if he don't change his ways, because he's been straddling the fence both ways, you can't serve two masters, brother Farrakhan. And I love you. You say some good shit, but you got to realize that these say Islam and Christianity, folks. See, Iran is Shia, not Sunni, meaning that they're Shias. They went through what we went through. They had spiritual systems, spirituality. They were astrologers, star people, sun people. And they got away from it. It was stripped from them. And Islam was forced on them. This is what caused the split. Iran and Iraq. So now they're reverting back because they're finding themselves having to kill to protect themselves and survive. They're finding themselves having to kill other Muslim brothers that are Sunnis, but they do business with the beast, the enemy, Israel, America. So when you see these here, they call them Iranian proxies or Iranian militants or what have you, and they are terrorists, the biggest goddamn terrorists. Look at this here shit in reality, not some bullshit. The biggest terrorist you see right now, today, Israel, America. And we getting ready to come back and do. Taurus, what up, Taurus? The stage is set, y'all. It's finna get fucked up around here. And I'm gonna tell you something. If you still thinking that everything is gonna be good and peaches and cream, and man, I've been doing some serious prepping. I ain't prepped like this. And man, look, it's worse than the Cold War. It's worse than the Cuban Missile Crisis. It's bad. And if Israel know, they got a law. If they know that they asses is about to be whipped, and I know that it is, if they send off a nuke, they last resort, because America is going to turn its back on Israel. According to y'all's Bible, the whole world is going to turn against Israel. That story was rewritten. Because they are exemplifying the energy of a modern day Hitler type motherfucker, Netanyahu. And so at some point in time, the human mind, the human heart, the human eyes are going to be like, wait a minute now. God damn. Because they don't want y'all to see the pictures. That's why they wanted to control the media, buy TikTok and buy all this other shit, censor shit. And then you got your local media in this country, Fox, all these motherfuckers, CNN, all of them crooks. They propagandists. I'm glad they can't. But anyway. Get it while the getting is good. Prepare like an insurance policy. Prepare for whatever. When you go out and get a life insurance policy, you're not saying I'm going to get me a life insurance policy because because tomorrow I'm going to die. Next week I'm going to die. Next month I'm going to die. Next year I'm going to die. That ain't why you got it. You got that insurance policy just in case. Whether it's for your life, your automobile, your home. Just in case. And you pay that shit every year. Every week, every month. You're going to have to do the same. You're going to have to use the same approach right now. With the mind, the soul, and the body. You need to have an insurance policy with your consciousness. And in the physical 3D, that's 5D. In the physical 3D, you need to have a preparatory insurance policy. Because one day, what if you can't go and get no goddamn meat from the store? What if you can't get no goddamn gas? What if you ain't got no lights and no power? What if it's a food shortage? What if Iran hit the desalination plants in the Gulf? Saudi Arabia, so on and so forth, Kuwait, UAE. Now you got damn near 9 million people without water. Now, I've been telling y'all for years, even before I got on social media, one of my slogans, keep your eyes on the sky. And keep your eyes on Asia, China, whoever, Japan, Asia. And keep your eyes on water. The reason why is because I saw some things. The universe allowed me to see some things back in the 1990s. And it looked bad. Scared the shit out of me. I took off of work for a whole week. All I did was fast. I was isolated. Because the shit was so heavy. It was so dark. So grim. So it took years of me to evolve spiritually and consciously to whereas death can be all around me. It won't faze me because I've already experienced it. Spiritually and physically. I've held homies with their guts blown out. I've had homies. You see their brains blowed out and they in the street. Homelessness, tent cities that you see in Gaza and Iran to come. You're going to see the same thing in America, folks. Tent cities. Homelessness. So spirits, God started preparing me. The universe started preparing me. Spirit started preparing me. Back in the 90s. Or when I first saw it, some of y'all call it a vision. I was like, wow. 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 I used to be scared to go to sleep at night. Dreams. And so I said, you know what? Shit, let me go on ahead. Let me go on and start doing what I can to help those that I can. So I popped the trunk of my car in 1991 in the wintertime and started feeding homeless people. Because I saw and I knew in the future, in this country, you're going to have tens of millions homeless. You're going to have 1/3 of America, that's over 100 million people, displaced. Some living in, you may have 15, 20 damn people living in one damn house in the future, near future. Backyards is going to revert and return back to gardens. Because you ain't going to be able to get food. We'll see y'all in the next video. I say it in the next video. Peace.